Alright guys, so me and Danny here after a bench workout today, and we're going to be doing a quick Q&A, and our boy Justin over here is going to ask us a few questions just about lifting in general and what we do when it comes to certain aspects of the sport, whether it comes to warming up, nutrition, what we do for recovery, you know, how we stretch, etc., so stuff like that. So whenever Justin's ready.
Alright, what supplements do you take before, if you take it during and after your workout?
I don't really necessarily take supplements. The only supplement I really believe in is pre-workout. I don't take any protein. I don't take any aminos. I don't necessarily feel that I need to spend the money on that. Everything that you can find in those tubs that they sell of powder, basically.
Yeah, honestly, aminos are like something people don't even know if they work. So
anything like that you could just find in food. You know, most of your main amino acids are going to be vegetables, fruits. You know, your protein-filled snacks, chicken, granola bars. You know.
Yeah, I agree. Honestly, that's the biggest thing. Like what you eat, like natural food wise, is probably the biggest thing. You know, a lot of people spend their money on powders and stuff. It's the same thing for me. I'm just same as Danny. Like, I'm a big pre-workout person. It's probably the only supplement I'm ever taking usually. Sometimes I'll do like a post-workout drink, but I feel like it's a waste of money when I could just go home and eat some fruit or just have a shake. I mean, I don't rely on the shakes, but it's good for like a post-workout, you know.
What typical warm-ups do you guys do before your squat and deadlift? Because you guys have some crazy numbers there.
Well, for me, there's no like specific numbers that I touch. I like to warm up on the safety squat bar just to open up my hips. Sometimes I like to walk around with the hip circle. There are times where I'll do like 10 sets of 2 on the safety bar, just really, really speedy, really explosive, just to get those hips firing up. I actually have a nice little, one day, maybe tomorrow for my squat session, I'll put that in for my next vlog. I have like a little hip stretch, little mobility thing I do. I found it online. I could put the link to the website that I found it right here. It's really nice. It really opens up your hips. That's something huge for me. For my squat's fairly wide, so I will do a lot of hip stretches just to open that up. You know, if you don't have mobile hips, you're probably not going to be able to squat to depth. You're not going to be able to be explosive out of the floor. I don't really go specifically. If I have a knot in my back, I'll roll it out. I always roll my back out. I always stretch my shoulders, always, and I always warm up my back. You know, basic stretches, you know, everything's a winner. There's nothing wrong with stretching too much right before you're working out. Dynamic warm-ups are really good. That's what I mainly do. I don't really like to be stiff right before I'm working out, so I'll do some dynamic stuff. I'll walk around with my hamstrings, walk around as I do stuff. I grew up playing soccer, so a lot of those dynamic stretches and lines I'll do a little like, just like a lot of hamstring, a lot of quad stretches, reaching to the ground, pulling your quads up. Nothing wrong with too much dynamic stretching, because all in all you're doing movements that are going to increase your explosiveness off the floor and really open up your hips and legs and your entire body.
Yeah, I keep it basic when it comes to warm-ups, honestly. Like, I'll make a hip circle with like a thick green band, like a resistance band, and you can buy those online. Iron Woody's a really good brand. I know for a fact their bands are like top of the line. And I basically, like I said, I just make it into like a hip circle, and I'll just like do internal and external rotation, and I'll just go in and out, side to side, and I'll do like a Hatfield squat for you powerlifters out there. You basically grab onto the handle, and I'll work on stretching out my adductors and abductors.
It's really, really nice
and basically just forcing my knees out and decompressing my lower back. So that's the biggest thing I do when it comes to warming up for squats. For deadlifts, I do the same thing. But I'll just start with speed squats, like Danny said, like a 10x2 or like an 8x3, something around like
225,
40 to 50%. And for bench, same thing. I mean, I'll use like a mini band and I'll stretch it across my chest, maybe like 12 to 15 reps. I'll do like 3-4 sets. I'll put it behind my head and stretch down to my back, because those are the same muscles I'm going to be engaging when I get tight on the bench. And then same thing on my front delts. I'll stand on the band and I'll just raise it up towards my forehead. I try to aim for like 15 reps. Just get blood flowing throughout all those, you know, primary and secondary muscle groups. But that's basically it. And then from there, it's like singles warming up usually, and unless I'm using a lower number or going higher with reps. But that's basically what I do.
I know you both preach back is everything. So what do you think exercises that benefit you? Because they obviously benefit the three main legs.
Wide grip pull downs, bench supported rows, you know, incline rows when you're leaning on a pad, anything back, bent over rows. Something that I necessarily haven't been training as I should. A lot of the times on my deadlift, I'll find myself in a nice position with my whole, you know, my whole lower back straight, and I'll find myself upper back rounding. There's nothing wrong with upper back rounding, but if you're like really rounding at the top, that means your upper back is weak. And something that I am going to start preaching, and something that I'm going to start training more, is some upper back training. Lots of face pulls, just lots of upper back. Lots of what I like to do is I'll put a bench on top of 2 blocks so that you're nice and high up, and it's almost like a seal row, but as opposed to in an inclined position, you're going to be laying on the pad so that you're completely flat on the pad at a straight angle, and you're just doing like you take dumbbells or kettlebells, just pull them nice and easy. Sometimes you can put a band around your back and use it for a little bit of assistance so that you can squeeze at the top. That's something that I really need to start training, because in my deadlift, when I start to get heavier, my upper back starts to cave in a little bit, and that's a big issue in my deadlift.
Yeah. I feel like working my lats, like same thing Danny said, like wide grip lat pull downs, and I'll switch up the cables and stuff too, because you don't want, your body's gonna adapt to anything you do. So I just try to make sure that I'm going close or I'm going wide. I'm constantly working a different muscle group in a different way, different movement pattern. And same thing like you said with the barbell rows, I preach those, and I preach face pulls a lot. You need a big upper back to have a shelf to bench off of, especially in powerlifting when you're working on building that arch, because that's how you want to engage all those muscle groups that you're not engaging when you go flat back. And I feel like working the lat pull downs really hard, it absolutely blew up my bench. It was a game changer for me. I was big on triceps beforehand, which I still am. I feel like your whole bench is your triceps and your back. It's not so much of your chest. I was never a big chested person. I bench 500 pounds. I'm still not a big chested person. So it's just proof that the bench is a lot more than just your pectorals. And people going to the gym thinking, oh, big chest, big bench. That's not what it is.
Dumbbell press, fly. No.
Yeah, it's not. I haven't done a dumbbell press in maybe like a year.
They have their place, but I don't. Yeah. I haven't done a dumbbell
press.
And
I don't even do any shoulder work. The only shoulder work I do is lateral raises for mobility and just definition of my shoulders and building my traps. Other than that, though, I mean, I feel like my back, like when I bench, using my lats is the biggest part
of my
into yourself. It's exactly. And I basically try to tuck my arms like onto my lats, and I just press off of my lats. Like you'll see my lat actually engage when I come off my chest. That's why I fly up so fast. But yeah, definitely working my back was the biggest part of my bench. That's it.
What advice would you give someone like a hard gainer who works hard, takes supplements,
eat everything, just fucking eat. Yeah. Stop saying that you're not able to gain weight. Stop saying that, oh, I can't gain weight because my metabolism's too fast. That's an excuse. I hate that. Yeah. When I first started training, I was scared to gain weight. That was my own fault. And then actually, Frank, we've been through it all. We've been training together since we were 15, 14 years old. And I was actually sitting at like 165, 170. And I was super skinny. Like I had no muscle definition. I was kind of strong, whatever. I probably benched like 225 for a set or two. But like I would go to like family things and I wouldn't want to eat. Like I wouldn't want to eat the right things. Eat the right things and eat a lot of it. Shove it in your mouth. Take a bottle of water and shove it down your mouth. Who cares, Nobody's judging you on how much you eat. Nobody cares how much you eat. And at the end of the day, those excuses nobody cares about. Yeah. Eat your food. Get what's right in your body. Eat, and train. I hate everybody that's like, oh, let's cut. You need to be lean. That used to be me. I used to be, oh, I'll gain 5 pounds and then I'll cut. No, stop doing that. Gain your weight. Who cares if you put a little bit of fat on? Yeah. You're 19 years old, 18 years old, at a young age. If you're a hard gainer, keep eating. Keep eating. You have so much testosterone in your body, there's no reason that you shouldn't be putting on muscle. And if you put on a little bit of fat, in the future you can cut that down. And for the most part, when you're young, who cares about that fat? You're just going to be built up and you're going to be powerful. You know what I mean? Just eat. That's the same thing with Frank. Yeah. Frank had never a point in his life where he wasn't eating everything he wanted to. I believe that if you're training and you feel that you're too heavy or too whatever, you're not going to be happy. And the point of training is to be happy while you're training. Yeah, if you're not eating right and you're not happy eating and you're not happy in the rest of your life, you're not going to be happy in the gym. So I really preach, eat your food, eat what you can, come into the gym feeling great, and that's what matters.
Yeah. The biggest thing for me, for somebody who's a hard gainer, like Brian Shaw says it a lot, like eat until you feel like throwing up. And it sucks. I mean, it's painful. I mean, my diet is by no means perfect. That's why I'm not super lean. but I have the mass that I want. I'm filling out my frame.
In the future, if he wants to get lean, he can easily
Yeah,
do it.
exactly,
You know?
exactly. And it's not my priority right now, and it shouldn't be, because powerlifting, I know my place, and I'm here to get stronger. I know I have the genetics and the potential. I don't want to sound conceited, but to do bodybuilding one day if I wanted to. But it's really hard on your body, and so is this. But that's why we do it. We love it.
Do what you love.
But as for what I would do, mass
Eat,
gainer
man.
is a great thing in the morning. I mean, it could be anywhere from
It could suck.
1,200.
It could suck. You know what I'm
It could be
saying?
anywhere from 1,200 to 1,600 calories in one shake.
And another thing is with mass gainer, it's hard to take down, just like real food.
Yeah.
I know so many people who've been like, oh, I have mass gainer, I can't gain weight. 90% of the time, it's because it's so hard to take down that they don't finish the whole thing. For me, I like mass gainer. Obviously, supplements have their place. But if you're gonna eat 1,200 calories of mass gainer, you might as well take an entire chicken with stuffing, put it in a blender, and chug it. You know what I'm saying?
It's the same thing if you think about it. As for like regular foods though, I would just stick to like steak and potatoes. That's bread and butter for everything.
Yeah.
95% ground beef and white rice. Those are the things you want to aim for. Jasmine rice, sweet potatoes. If I have a heavy session coming up though, I'm eating whatever. Like if I have to go to fucking KFC and eat a whole bucket of chicken and do like fries and biscuits and fucking potatoes, like to get the carbs and sodium I need for my workout, I'm doing it because my intensity is so high that I don't really have to worry so much about my physique.
You're burning all those calories.
Yeah,
You're burning
exactly.
all those,
And if I get a little bit of a power belly, like that's just gonna help me lift more weight. I feel healthy. I feel good. I'm confident.
If you want to get lean, do it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
if you want to get lean in the future, we're 20 years old. There's no reason to be focusing on cutting down.
But
unless you're
as
like
for
a
right now,
bodybuilder,
we
you
have
know?
goals that are they're
You can't
around
attain
strength.
when you're cutting all the time. You know what I mean? I used to believe in cutting all the time. Recently, like a year and a half ago, I was cutting. I was getting nice and lean. My physique looked nice, but who cares? I wasn't reaching my full potential at my age. I feel that if you're eating, you're gonna have your energy and your ability to be the best you can with the calories in your body, as opposed to supplementing calories with amino acids, which probably don't even work. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather eat and be strong than be light and hate being in the gym.
Yeah, so the biggest thing is just be confident with yourself. In the process, it's going to be hard at first seeing your body change. Maybe you're not going to be
Put on a
comfortable
little bit more
with
fat,
it.
put a lot-
You might not be comfortable with it at first, but the biggest thing is just be confident in what you're doing. Know your place if this is what you really want to do.
Yep.
And like Danny said, in the future, you're always going to have room and time to get lean. And
20
do
years
these type
old,
of
you're too
things.
young.
Yeah, so-
A big thing that Gary Vaynerchuk, a lot of people know him. He doesn't talk in terms of lifting weights, but he talks in terms of building a future and building businesses and making money. He's 40 years old and he still considers himself young. You know what I'm saying? You have such a long life. People don't realize that. People are like, oh, well, right now I'm overweight. Right now you're 20 years old. You have another 25, 30 years of lifting. Why would you rush yourself?
We don't
into getting
encourage
so lean?
it. We don't encourage to not be healthy. We're just saying if you want to get strong, you got to put on mass and you have to eat.
Yeah.
And that's really what it comes down to. And I see a lot of people who start powerlifting who try to focus on their weight so early, and they're focused about cutting weight. Like the biggest thing and the biggest piece of advice that I can give that I learned from Stacy Burr and these other top athletes in the sport is go into your first competition on a full stomach, not worrying about your weight, and putting up a competitive total. Once you get a big total on the board, then worry about cutting weight and making yourself more competitive. But that's really what I would say about that.
Last question?
Yeah,
One more?
final question and the most asked question ever is, how do you become a powerlifter?
Oh man, you gotta find it. It's something that you find in your heart. Really,
Rather
to
have
me.
it, yeah.
First of all, to be a powerlifter, you have to compete in a powerlifting contest. You can't call yourself a powerlifter if you've never competed. I hate that.
Yeah,
I
so
hate
don't
people
put
that
in your-
train
yeah, put in
powerlifting.
your
You train
bio,
powerlifting
yeah.
style. There's a difference between being an actual powerlifter and training powerlifting style. There's a difference between being a bodybuilder and training like a bodybuilder. You gotta go. If you want to be a bodybuilder, go on the stage and be a bodybuilder. If you say that you're training like a bodybuilder, say it. You're not a bodybuilder.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You're not an IFBB pro. You're not ranked in powerlifting unless you go on the platform.
Yeah.
You could train that
And
style,
that's
but
when
that
you
never
really
makes
fall
you
in
it.
love with it.
Yeah,
Yeah, when
you
step
fight
on the
like
platform.
to become a power lifter. You have to be devoted. You have to make it a lifestyle. You have to, like we were just talking about, gaining weight. You have to gain weight. You have to put the calories in your body. You have to work hard. You got to take care of your joints. You got to sleep right. There's so many variables that can make the difference in becoming a powerlifter. You learn that the hard way. Like I said, what Gary Vaynerchuk says, you're so young. and you make mistakes as you go, but you need to understand that these mistakes are made by everyone and that you have to move past them, and you have to be able to learn through your mistakes and become better through your mistakes. As you make those mistakes, you learn and become better, and that's how you become a power lifter. You're going to make mistakes along the road. You're going to get hurt along the road. Frank was hurt for 9 months, couldn't deadlift 500 pounds. You know, now he's up there almost deadlifting 700 pounds now. You know, as you're young, we're 20 years old. In 20 more years, you're going to be 40 years old. You know, you don't realize how young you are. That's only like your entire life, and then you're 40, you know? Just make your mistakes while you're young, train hard.
I feel like the biggest thing when it comes to being a powerlifter is it just has a lot to do with, like, you have to accept that you're in this for life when you do this. When you go into your first competition, that, like, when me and Danny did our first meet, that's when we really took our training to the next level. You know, we realized that there was a lot of things that we weren't as good at as we thought we were. It was a big ego check for us.
Yeah.
And our ego has definitely went from here, and it's just progressively getting lower and lower because we're getting to that point in the sport where we realize, like, we're not all that we thought we were. And it's humbling, and that's a good thing because that's what's going to make us great. But I feel like for powerlifting, like I said, you need to know that you're in this for life, and you're gonna have to make sacrifices that other people don't make in their, you know, everyday sports. You know, whether it's baseball or football or basketball, and we're just a different breed of people. Just like fighters, and just like I said,
like bodybuilders,
everyone has their own thing. But to be a powerlifter, you got to go out there and do a meet and fall in love with it. Like, there's some people that have it, and there's people that don't have it.
And that's okay.
And you either have it or you don't. And the only way to find out if you do is to try it out. And me and Danny gave us a try. Nobody believed in us. Everyone doubted us.
A lot of people made fun of us. A lot of people told me. Yeah. The first day I walked into the gym, I was a fat guy. I was overweight. Never walked into a gym, and a lot of people were making fun of me. I'd walk around with a shaker cup filled with water just because it was a cup. I didn't walk around like, oh yeah, I'm going to the gym. I walked around trying to make myself better and trying to better myself, trying to be positive and make a positive impact on my own life. And a lot of people tried to tear me down, and I was going, and people still try to tear me down. You know, I stayed positive through the whole ride, and I made sure that none of these negative comments and all these negative people around me impacted who I was and my character. You know, you built character through
We were just a step ahead of everybody. Like, the biggest thing you learn about when it comes to growing up is, like, do what you love, and do what makes you happy. And me and Danny were a step ahead of everybody when it came out. Like when it comes down to, like, maturity and all that, that's really what it came down to. We weren't immature. We didn't care what anybody thought. I stopped playing baseball because I hated it. I played it for 14 years. I was good enough if I practiced to be at a college level, playing throughout high school and everything. But I didn't enjoy it. And the same thing for him in soccer. He was a college level athlete, no matter how you look at it, for soccer. But, you know, we picked up powerlifting and we just ran with it, and we found something that we're bigger at now. You know, we're better at it. You know, and we have more respect than we know what to do with. And so if any of you out there, you know, are struggling with trying to pick up something new, and you're not confident in yourself, be confident in yourself.
And also,
don't care what anybody thinks.
This video, it's going to be on both our accounts. We're probably going to post it together. Frank will probably be posting it first. This is his main account. If you guys want to subscribe to my channel, the link will be right here or in the bio. My Instagram will be right here. Yep. And Frank's Instagram will be right here. Yeah. Probably cover his face or something. Just because then you can put it right there. You know what I mean? And yeah, thanks guys. Really appreciate the love and the support. I want to say, I just recently made my YouTube account. Frank has had one for the longest time, and the amount of positivity and the amount of people supporting me and messaging me has been overwhelming, ridiculous. I honestly came into this thinking a lot of people were going to hate on it, a lot of people were going to make fun. I didn't care. I kept going with it, and the amount of messages I've been receiving from people who I didn't know, the amount of support I've been receiving from family friends, Lex's family, from everyone has been ridiculous, and it's huge for me. I can't wait to keep on making YouTube videos with Frank. I can't wait to continue to make content. I really hope you guys enjoy it, and I really hope you guys, you know, love it as much as we love it.
Yeah.
You know, we've gotten a lot of inspiration from some of the YouTubers we watch, and we kind of want to take it and run with it. You know, see if we can make this into something real, something big. You know, So thank you guys for watching.
Make sure you like and subscribe. If you like the Q&A, if you want to see more of this, obviously comment below. Let us know what you think. We'll take constructive criticism.
More Q&As, more eating challenges. Me and Frank, if you take us, recommend anything in the area, any food challenges that come up to you, any fitness challenges. I'm in a meet prep right now, so I probably won't be doing any fitness challenges. But after that meet in August 10th, it actually is, so I'd love some support. I'll be posting stuff for the meet. If you guys would like, just recommend videos, recommend things, recommend tweaks for our videos, recommend anything, absolutely, any constructive criticism. Everything works. We're new to vlogging. We both are extremely new. We've obviously seen the YouTube videos. Anything will take, you know, any tips, anything you think will make our videos better and more watchable, just say it, you know.
Definitely.
A lot of love for you guys. Keep the support up, and this will be up soon.